Hey, all my YouTube and Facebook friends, this is Fran-Sez. This is going to be a short video to explain something about hormones and how your body works to control the hormones, okay? So, I made this little diagram, okay, and made an analogy, okay? So, I'm going to show you the diagram, and probably you could pause the video and look at it or whatever. But anyways, this will explain a lot of things. I'm going to explain the diagram, okay? All right, see? I can't see very well here. Okay, that's got it all right? All right, so what you have here, over here, let me get this right. You got a boiler here, and there's a water level maintained, okay? There's a level control that senses the pressure of the water. That's how they determine what the level is. And then there's a controller that sends an air signal to the diaphragm that controls the FCV is called flow control valve, okay? So that valve opens and closes to allow more water to be pumped into the boiler, okay? So generally there's steam going off. When the boiler is running, there's steam and steam pressure, and the steam's always leaving the boiler at different flow rates. So what happens is, as the level goes down, this valve is adjusted open, okay, so that the pump keeps running continuously, okay, and when the valve opens, more water goes into the boiler, okay? The flow rate increases, and that will bring the water level up, okay? So then, let's say steam demand goes down, and so there's not as much steam flowing out of the boiler. Well, then the feed control valve stays the same, right? So the water level is going to start going up because the feed control valve is allowing more water to flow into the boiler than necessary. So when the level goes up, the level control valve senses that, okay, and then it sends a signal to the air diaphragm, okay, lowers the pressure, whatever, and the diaphragm moves and it changes the position of the throttle control valve, okay, so that makes the flow rate go down, and then the boiler, so all this happens like continuously, okay, instantaneously. And what happens is the boiler water level gets down to the set point, then the flow control valve stops and finds the perfect spot to maintain correct flow to the boiler and maintain that one level, okay? So, this is how your pituitary gland works, see? It says here pituitary gland. Well, in your body, your pituitary gland is in your brain, and it produces hormones called LH, luteinizing hormone, and FSH, follicle starting hormone, okay? And both of those hormones control your level of, one controls testosterone and one controls the production of sperm in males, okay? Now, women have the same two hormones, but since they have different glands, they have ovaries and yeah. So that produce the estrogen and the female eggs, right? So basically, the way this works, when Fran-Sez went in for my blood tests a year ago, that was prior to any HRT, my LH and FSH were maxed out 3 times the normal amount. Okay, so that means my feed control valve, which, right, was wide open, okay, but the level in my testes never went up, okay. My brain tried to produce as much testosterone and sperm as possible, okay, because the signal was pegged out high, we'll say, 3 times the normal maximum, okay? So that means because, you know, so water, there wasn't enough water or stuff in the tank, right? Right? My testes weren't producing enough sperm or testosterone. And this has been true all my life, okay? So I'm not going to go into all the details of my life, but so anyways, when they did my blood tests a month ago in March, my LH and FSH went down, and one of them went down to like 6 point something. The other one went down to 9.1. So the normal maximum is like 6 something and 8.1. So instead of being 24 and 18, way up here, the signal came down. And the only difference was I was on spironolactone, which decreased my testosterone receptor capability, and I was on estrogen gel for 5 months. So basically, my brain is chooching, you know, closer to where it's supposed to be, more of a normal situation. So, so basically, I'm hypogonadal. That means my gonads don't work, and they work a little bit, but not enough to be a man. So anyways, I hope that explained things to you. So what happens is when you go to the doctor, right, and he starts you out with a small dose, he wants to see how your body is going to react to the medication. Okay, so he starts you out with a low dose spironolactone and maybe a very low estrogen dose. And then you do that for a month or two, then you go in and get some blood tests, and he checks it again to make sure that, you know, you're not getting all whacked out, okay? And then if things look good, he'll increase the dose. And so basically, people that are on HRT are on HRT for the rest of their life, okay? And that's not uncommon because a lot of well, men and women, when they get to be middle-aged or elderly, all these hormonal levels get all whacked out, okay? They have menopause, and men go through something like that too, because I have a gentleman friend that has to take supplements because he gets hot flashes too. So, you know, folks, we're just like everybody else. It's just like some of us just don't, it doesn't click up here with what's down there, okay? So I don't know, I don't understand why that isn't so hard to believe. But anyways, this little diagram about water level in the boiler, okay? It's true, okay? This is how it works. And your brain is very similar to, you know, man invented all these things, okay? And is very similar to what nature does in our body, okay? So, anyways, I think by now you realize that Fran-Sez is a boiler engineer. Oh, well, so the fun part is knowing how they work and running them. And then sometimes you have to like work real hard, take them apart, clean them, put them back together, and get them inspected, and so they can run for another year. So that's the real fun part. That's why we get paid. So anyways, I just hope this explanation will help people understand that we're all human beings, and sometimes our brain and our bodies need some medications to put things in order, okay? 10 minutes, bye. Have a great day.